Back down to earth, hey. City have lost to PSG 4-2, and we've absolutely bottled it, if I'm being honest. Truly depressing to watch that second half of football, and most of that game genuinely quite abject. My mouse is about to go flat, because Apple decided terribly, which is very fitting. So I'm going to put it onto this screen over here and leave that there until later. I won't be able to move around a bit other than stay on this screen. Don't know why I'm telling you that. I'm just going to. Probably distracting myself from the abysmal show that we've just witnessed. This wasn't my Manchester City Football Club. Look, I'll be honest with you. The past few weeks we've seen some goals, we've seen some decent performances, but ultimately, when it really mattered and we needed it tonight, with some players, look, I know there's injuries and the bench did look a little bit threadbare, but ultimately, my issues tonight weren't necessarily even with the obvious lack of physicality and age in this team or midfield or whatever. I was concerned tonight by the lack of quality, a genuine dearth of quality in this Manchester City side, and a mentality issue. I was so disappointed to see how this City side reacted to this performance tonight. Honestly, just absolutely not good enough, unfortunately. The reaction to going 2-0 up and then consistently bottling it, we see it time and time again. We've seen it too many times this season where there's a leadership issue, a quality issue, a fitness issue, and most importantly, this is a Manchester City side that just doesn't believe in itself anymore. Look at that stat there, by the way. Look at that. 37% possession, Manchester City. 356 passes to their 615. We are simply just not good enough right now. And I mean this in many ways. We're not good enough in terms of the physical quality. We're not good enough in terms of the running quality. And we're not good enough here. That's what scares me. We're not good enough with our feet. And we're not good enough with our head. I have not used to see Manchester City sides that cannot keep the ball, that are incapable of keeping the ball. And I sat there, and this is just my personal take from it. I sat there actually a little bit fed up, if I'm being honest, watching that. Because City should be such a damn side better than this. Like, this isn't a Guardiola side right now. I mean, it is, but it isn't. This is a City side playing with absolutely no sense of identity whatsoever. Like, I am so disappointed with the reaction to this. I understand that we are in the middle of this rebuild and it's nothing learned here, so to speak. But to watch City be so weak after a good few weeks, if we're being honest, a little bit of positivity in the transfer market, a few good results, and there is a real issue here, and this is a real issue of how they responded to this setback. I understand, I think we learned something, actually. I understand the issues are still there, but it's clearly showing to me that the confidence in this side is just gone. It's absolutely gone. All the quality is gone. Because even though I guess the point I'm trying to make is, they have every reason to be in a better mood tonight. They had every reason to feel a little bit good. But the quality's just not there. Because they've had a little bit of a rest, tiny bit of a rest. We've had some good results. We've had some good goals. Some players have played their way into a bit back of a form. So there's no issues there at all. Ultimately, it's just a not good enough issue. And that is my big worry. I'm so sick of watching Manchester City just give the ball away so freely. Where are the players who love the ball? Cast your mind back to brilliant Manchester City sides, and you see these technicians who caress the ball around the pitch. And everyone talks about physicality. Yeah, we need runners, but we need more than that. We need brains. 5'7" João Neves tonight ran rings around Manchester City Football Club. And this is not because Manchester City are old and tired. It's because he's just smarter, quicker, and he can move. Yeah, absolutely. But we've seen Manchester City doing that before. And I'm not crying a very Irish potato chat. I'm just talking about Manchester City side in a frank and honest way, where we are right now. I'm incredibly appreciative of what this Manchester City side have done. But some of these players right now, they're just not good enough. I know that sounds really unfair, but they're not good enough in terms of where we come from. I and you guys have witnessed over the past decade technical players of the standards of Ilkay Gundogan at his peak, Riyad Mahrez at his peak, David Silva at his peak, Fernandinho, Rodri, all these people who just absolutely love the ball. Even like in the treble season, Jack Grealish and Mahrez or Bernardo out wide, they kept the ball. KDB was a reasonable exception, but KDB still kept the ball better than he does right now. Right now, it's just end to end. You get, it starts from the back. Vardial as well seems to want to run forward. Nunes You know how I feel about Nunes. He's just not good enough. I'm sorry. I'm sick of pretending. I'm sick of being gaslighted by some of you guys acting like I'm being an idiot for not rating Nunes. Come on, man. I don't blame Nunes for all this, but he's just not smart enough. He's just not there. And then I see it also with Kovacic in this side. If Kovacic hasn't got Rodri alongside him, he's not smart enough. He just wants to run forward. Nunes just wants to run forward. Savinho is young. He gets the ball. Just wants to run forward. They all just want to run and bombard forward. There is no intelligence. Bernardo Silva seems to have lost his form entirely. Gundogan is not that guy anymore. He's gone. Kovacic cannot make a decision if Rodri's not alongside him. Rico Lewis's form maybe not good enough anymore. You know, it's one of those things where we have such a lack of quality, and it's so frustrating to watch. Where are our technical genius is gone? Some super chats here. Let me get them out of the way. Thank you so much. Brian said bottling a 2-0 lead after winning 6-0 is crazy, Steve. Well, that was the point I was making, mate. You can't go from that to that because it shows it's not a confidence issue. It's a quality issue at this point. It isn't a confidence issue. Some players are rested for that as well. Thank you so much, Brian. Piff said shambolic but expected. Immune to feeling at this point, but expected. Also, Ederson being exposed badly when the team is bored. Not his fault, but kind of is. Now, I actually really disagree there. I actually think Ederson's got a lot to shoulder on this. I thought Ederson was abysmal tonight. And look, I understand he's not always been the greatest shot stopper, but there was a real lack of caring in his performance tonight. I'm going to go out of line and say that. I thought Ederson just didn't care tonight. His reactions were slow. He was. You got to do better. It looks to me that man is checked out. He was pretty decent the other day, but that was poor. I don't know if it's just that he's had a bad night or whatever, but it was just unacceptably bad. And you got Ederson, man. He's such a good passer as well. It just wasn't there. He has to do better. So poor. Trick say this is the new Man City. For us to go back to being the best, at least 10 first-team players need to be sold in the summer. Right now, this is the current Man City. Yeah, absolutely. We have to do better than that. Because where's the brains gone? Where have the brains gone? That is what worries me more than anything, because this isn't what I recognise as a Manchester City side. Oops, what have I done there? I've got rid of something by accident. There we go. Sorry, I actually did something wrong there. Let me bring that back up there. I'm going to look at that team right now. You know, Akanji looks like he's absolutely switched off right now, unfortunately. Kanji switched off. Nunes is just not good enough. I'm so bored of pretending he is. Nunes should be playing for West Ham, not for Man City in the Champions League. That is his level. Wolves is his level. He found his level. Ruben Diaz, obviously not fit, came off, had a shocker of a first half anyway. Josko Vardiol is a really good player, but he's not a warrior. He isn't. Kovacic, just unless Rodri's alongside him, he's not good enough to hold this Manchester City side. Unless it's against a poor side, then he's fine. But at this level, no. Bernardo had a stinker, sadly. Bernardo, I love you, mate, but he's at Mojo's either gone or his legs have either gone. But 84% pass accuracy, 59 touches. This is not good enough, man, for Bernardo Silva. It's not good enough at all. Stinking out right now. De Bruyne looked frustrated. I love Kevin De Bruyne, but ultimately Kevin De Bruyne tonight had a bit of a stinker as well. He looked very frustrated, getting very annoyed with people around him, constantly pointing to go that way. Clearly wasn't a fan of Nunes as well. Clearly wasn't a fan of Savinho running off the pitch. Savinho had a stinker as well. Look, 11 passes, accurate passes tonight for Nunes. Savinho, he's not good enough, and Haaland is a statue unless we get him the ball. I go back to the great Manchester City sides, and you have that solid defensive line of Diaz, Stones, technically brilliant, Akanji and Ake at the back there. And then you had Rodri with, Ilkay Gundogan, a technical genius. Those two keep the ball at their peak just so wonderfully well. You have Grealish and Mahrez or Bernardo out wide, keeping the ball perfectly. We can't do it anymore. I mean, look at that, man. I just want my 70% Manchester City possession back. Look, I love these players, I really do, and I love Pep, but we are not going to be able to change this or do anything good until we make the signings that change this side. It's just hoop ball. It's just running up the pitch and giving it away. All this side, they do the exact same thing, man. They give it out wide, then they recycle back, they give it back to Ederson in a panic, and then they just shit themselves. They absolutely do. It's one of those things. They're just not good enough right now. And I absolutely, look, it's run. They run or give it away, or they run and turn around, give it back to a wide player, hoops it back to Ederson, then we lose the ball and the same again. A sincere lack of quality. Ultimately, that is down to the players, that is down to the recruitment. Some of these players probably are good enough, but right now is the whole combination of it is just the standards in the mud. And look, where are we in the table? Let's have a look. This table's been very kind, designed to keep City in it. Oof. Look, if there's no guarantee we go for that, a win against Club Brugge probably puts us through, because one of those Sporting, Stuttgart or Benfica will draw and we'll have the better goal difference. But we get lucky there. We get lucky. I don't think the standards are, mate. I'm sorry. For the reasons I said, Manchester City, go back previous years, even when City played bad, we still had all the ball. You guys know that's true. We still had 65% possession minimum, even when we played bad. Like, this 34% possession, that is not Manchester City Football Club. It isn't. That's not a City under Guardiola. It's just absolutely, it's not good enough. I mean, we probably won't beat Bruges. Maybe you're right. I don't know. But either way, if we do, we'll probably go through. But I just don't see it. I don't see it. PSG play Stuttgart. Okay, well that's it. Yeah, if we beat Bruges, we go through essentially. We can see chances. You know, my expectations for the rest of the season are just poor. They're just poor. Like, it's not the City side I recognise anymore. And Guardiola, I'm very interested to see what he says and what he makes of this, because we are going to need to change an awful lot. This City side is not the one that I know. It's not the one and it's fine. I'm not going to throw my toys out the pram and call them and say they're all should be ashamed and whatever. But when City end up in a basketball game, you know we've messed it up. It's just not us. It's not who we are. And we can't stop that now. We can't stop it. Guardiola clearly bought on Grealish as well, and Gundogan, and actually McAtee and Lewis, 4 very technical players. He brought them on because he wanted to slow it down. You can tell. They can't do it, though. They just can't do it. They just can't. And to me, that is immensely concerning. It really is. Look, if you want to do me a favour, by the way, please consider hitting the subscribe button. There's lots of transfer stuff on this channel, which has been keeping me reasonably excited. Fancy giving the video a like, it would be appreciated as well. So we'll see where it goes. But I think that's the biggest issue for me. It's quality. It's quality. The legs are an issue too. And maybe the legs lead into the issue. Maybe they do. Maybe the fact that these players can't run anymore. Maybe the fact that, but some of these can. Like, some of these actually can. Like, maybe the fact that they're tired and worn down or whatever leads to poor decision making. But there's too many who aren't playing with their brain, and it's not Manchester City and it's not Guardiola. Well, it's not Guardiola. Like, City aren't Guardiola, but that's what we've been over the past 10 years. And look, yeah, watching Neves and Ruiz and all that lot just be so much smarter than Man City, that is the level. But even then, that Neves, Vitinha and Ruiz midfield, they wouldn't even lay a finger on Rodri, Gundogan and De Bruyne at the peak, or Fernandinho, Silva, De Bruyne. They wouldn't get near it. We'd keep the ball better, and we were stronger and faster as well at the same time. It's not looking good. And watching, yeah, you're right. No, 900 says, watching Bernardo Lewis get bullied, yeah. It looks... There was a bit where Rico Lewis tried to shield the ball. And he just sort of... I felt, what are you doing, mate? The ball was like 7 yards to roll out, and he can't do it. And I felt sorry for him. I think this Rico Lewis is a really smart footballer, but he's just lost it right now. He's absolutely lost it. And the closer he is to our goal, the more we look like we're struggling right now. He's a young lad, but his confidence is gone. His ability seems to have gone with the team around him. And I think he only really works in a confident side. I would say subs killed the game, really, but yeah, we weren't. The game was poor beforehand anyway, mate. We used to. The second we concede a goal now, by the way, the mentality's gone. It's absolutely gone. I don't think we need to reinvent the way we play completely, mate. I think that ultimately, look, we got beat tonight because the team passed the ball better than us and kept it better. I feel like if we had Rodri playing, and Joao Neves, and say a slightly younger De Bruyne or whatever, or Verts, we'd be playing technical under Guardiola, and we'd be dominating games still. It'd be simple as that. That's it. We've just signed the wrong players. We signed fucking Calvin Phillips. We signed Nunes. And stop telling me. I don't hate Nunes. I just hate that people think he's good. It drives me mad. He isn't. How many times do I have to tell you he's not Manchester City quality? And I get so frustrated with people getting annoyed at me saying, you hate Nunes. I don't. I can just see the truth. And it's really obvious. He doesn't have the mentality for it. And it feels so harsh to say this, but every time I see Nunes, do you know in life when someone reminds you of a bad moment? I'm going to see Nunes and be reminded of this year. And it's not his fault. It isn't. But I see him and I look at him and go, he's just... I look at him and go, that is where we've gone wrong. We're signing people like him, and he's just a constant visual reminder for me of our failings. And it's not fair on him to say, I'm not trying to single him out, but he plays on the left, or he plays in midfield, or plays a right back. And don't say he's not a right back. Doesn't matter. The same issues constantly. Gives the ball away, runs forward, runs into it, makes poor decisions. This is too many of that in this side, and it's I don't know. And that's what bugs me, you know. It's just it isn't good enough. I don't know what's more to say other than this, to be honest. I know I'm a bit emotional and not emotional. You're just frustrated, and I know this issue hasn't changed. I know I don't think defenders are the answer either, by the way. I actually agree. I think we need new defenders, and Kusanov and Vitor Hayes, maybe that Zuma Bar guy coming in will help. But I actually feel the issues are still in terms of quality and control in the centre. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have to change it. We have to. I don't know. I think Ederson was... I think a top-class keeper Ederson saves that. Hadley saves that, and I don't hate the guy. Why would I hate any footballer? I've got nothing against it. I think I'll get defensive. Like, why would I hate any City footballer? There's no reason to. I'm 39 years old. I watch football for fun. I don't hate any players, especially if they haven't done anything wrong. I just know when they're not good. That's it. Like, I don't hate any City players. Like, no, I don't hate any City players unless they do something horrific. And I don't hate Nunes. I think there's just... That's it. So, that's the thing for me. So, when people say, yeah, why have you got an agenda? Like, I don't. I can just see it. Like, I would love to be wrong, but I'm just bored of people telling me I'm wrong on this. We need a bunch of midfielders, a couple of midfielders minimum. Guardiola says, first half they had moments, one or two. We had one or two in terms of chances, but they were better. It was 2-0. We were fine. We scored a goal. Within minutes of the restart, they scored a goal after 5 minutes, and we could not control. He also said... sorry, I got distracted there. He said the first goal they gave us, they were a little bit knocked out, and at the moment they lifted, but they were better. They were quicker, faster, won the duels, one more man in the middle, and we could not cope with that. They are fast. Accept the defeat because the best team won, and we had our last chance at home at Bruges. If we win, we qualify. I really like this quote in the middle. Not because it was good, but because at least if Guardiola says they are faster, they're better, they win the duels, and we could not cope, they are fast. I'm hoping that Guardiola goes, well, look at that. We need that. I'm really hoping that Guardiola looks at that middle quote and goes, that is our level these days. That is the standards. And that's where we have to be. And I think he is. I think he's seeing it. I think it's hard not to see it. He said the game was never like we wanted, but I give so much credit to PSG. They're a fantastic, extraordinary team, and that's why you have to stand it. But a 2-0 we can manage. And they scored the first goal after 5 minutes, and if we could keep the ball a little bit, we can be better, but we could not do it. If we could keep the ball a little bit. That's exactly what I'm saying. There is no way Guardiola is sat there watching that and thinking, where are my footballers gone? Where are my technicians gone? And maybe it's on you, Pep, as well, or Cheeky, whoever, but fix your bloody mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, but go out there and fix it, you know? And this is what we've got to do. I don't currently think we have the tools to fix it without Rodri. I think Rodri has been... 3 midfielders in one for us, unfortunately. I think Rodri is absolutely papered over the cracks of some poor recruitment. And now he's out. It's just showing up. It's absolutely showing up. Michael X with a super chat says Pep needs to keep Rico off the pitch for the balance of the season if he's feeding nothing but spinach. Yeah, I agree. Look, Rico's. I'm a firm believer that Rico's a very smart footballer, but I believe also that he's caught in a storm now. That He's caught in a storm and he's too lightweight to deal with it. Unless he's surrounded by confident big players, he's not going to be of use. The Rico we saw at the start of the season, sprightly, smart, linking up with everyone, it's just not there anymore. And I agree. Keep him off the pitch unless he absolutely has to, mate. So this is where we're at. This is where we're at right now. This is the harsh reality of... Look, nothing's changed. Oh, Bruno G would have been amazing. He's my perfect midfielder. Bruno G, João Neves looking at him tonight. People like that. Oh, Bruno Guimaraes. When people say, oh, he literally is my perfect midfielder for this, like, I wanted him so, man. I wanted him so much, man. Like, Guardiola would... There we go. I'm going to... I saw a Guardiola quote. It's a lack of quality and composure. Where have our technical geniuses gone? There we go. Guardiola's just said, and here we go. Here's a quote for you. He said, to play, you have to play. We could not. To defend the result, you have to keep and take the ball. We didn't have it. And they had it more. They attacked better, and that's why it's difficult. Exactly. Exactly. That's it exactly. That entirely. You have to keep the ball. It's why we're after Andre Cambiasso as well. People like that. People can keep the ball. Where have they gone? Where's our footballers gone? Where have they gone? And this is driving me mad. You know, João Neves was available 60. Oh God, João Neves cost less than Nunes and Phillips. Ugh, makes me feel queasy. Yeah, it's driving me mad. Guys, I'm going to leave it there because I don't think I've got a lot more to say other than just a frustration. I know I'll carry on. I don't know. Look, we need to be better. We need to be better. We really, really do. Guys, I'm going to leave it there actually. Because I'm a bit knackered tonight. But subscribe if you want to. Please do give the video a like. Check out the other videos on the transfer stuff. It's a good one about Marmoush. Should probably be announced tomorrow. Marmoush stepping out of the shadow of that abysmal thing. We'll see how he goes. In a bit, guys.